So today is Saturday. A bit of a crazy day. I'm getting ready to leave. I mean, wait, today was Friday. I'm leaving too fast. I'm living too fast. So I booked the load, right? Like I mentioned in the last video, I booked the load. So I'm heading AMT over to South Dakota, of all places. I hope they don't have snow already. And the customer says, please order your permits now so that you're not delayed over there. He says, if the dimensions are wrong, we're gonna reimburse you. And because this is a very expensive, crawler crane, so I'm guessing money is no object. So okay, and so this was the first time I was ordering permits with my new flip axle. And of course I started, wait a second, where's my, I started looking at my computer, where's my ownership? What the plate? What's the license plate? I'm sitting in my car, in front of a Starbucks and trying to remember. Wait, I don't remember. I can't remember the license plate on that flip axle. But then I remembered I sent an email to the insurance company asking them to add this trailer, technically speaking, because it has its plate, right? It's, even though it's just one axle with 4 wheels, but it's considered a trailer. So I remember I sent an email to my insurance broker asking them, to add this to my fleet, and I sent them a copy of the ownership. And I found that email. I really like this feature, where Google saves so many of your emails. Even though it was like 2 months ago, you can still find that attachment sitting there, and so yeah, then I found it on my computer. And of course the ownership, that's what it's called in Canada, or title in the States, right? It shows it's in my name because I paid cash for that axle. It's not financed. I own it, 10,500 US. So my asset base is growing. And so I found the plate number, and so I had to use, so I'm using that because it's a 100,000 pound crane. Well, probably more like 98,000, but they wanted me to go there with 9 axles. And so that's what I ordered the permits for. I think like 1110 wide, 1310 tall. And because I'm sitting here, the crane in South Dakota, I wanted to order the permits maybe for the first couple of states, but then it's not that far. So basically I need South Dakota, Iowa, Illinois, Indiana, Michigan, and what the heck. So I ordered all of them basically without looking, and to make sure I don't get a fine again, I got permits as if this crane is 120,000 pounds. Okay, so at least my gross weight will be much higher, but of course permits will be more expensive, but this way you cover your butt. And so that was the first thing. It probably took me like 2 hours, to update all this and find the route. And then I had an issue with the address of the shipper. I had to call my contact over there to confirm that's where the machine is. And the guy said, oh, actually I'm in Minnesota, so you gotta call this guy. But then he says, hold on, let me call him and I'll call you back. So he calls me back, we confirm the address. Yeah, so I can use that on my permit as the origin. And then I use my flip axle. And so basically I'm gonna be moving that with a tandem Jeep and then 3+1 with the booster. But because South Dakota, that only gives you 68,000 pounds if you have a quad. If you have 4 axles, you only get 68,000 pounds. That's not enough. But as soon as you enter Iowa, the next state, or even Wisconsin, Minnesota, there you got a lot of weight on the quad. But just because it's the crane is sitting in South Dakota, I needed the booster, right? And so after I ordered the permits for Monday, and the shipper says, don't come in the morning, just come around lunchtime, because they're still stripping that crane, you know, trying to make it lighter. And so that gives me lots of time. So I'm going to leave tomorrow morning and be there at lunchtime. And then the next thing I did, because if you remember my last load, I just had a 4-axle truck and 4-axle trailer, right? So that's not good enough for this crane where they want me to have 9 axles. And if I just hook up the Jeep and leave the quad in the back, again, for South Dakota, that's only 68,000 pounds on the back. That's not good enough. But also, if you have a Jeep and you don't use a booster, you can overload your trailer. You know, you always need to kind of like counterbalance things, right? Because if I just hook up the tandem Jeep, the truck is too far away from the trailer, so all the weight will be on the trailer, right? So I wanted to use at least 3+1. And so thankfully, well, like last month, right, I hooked up that new flip axle to the spreader bar, so it was sitting ready as a single axle booster. And so the next thing I did today, I called the wrecker company and asked them to send out the wrecker. And what we did is we took off the last axle from the trailer, the final axle number 4, put it on the ground. Then we picked up the Stinger with the single axle, loaded on the back. Then I went and I got the Jeep, brought it over to the trailer. The guy lifted the Jeep, loaded on the deck. And the last thing we did was he flipped the short neck that I have, that 36-inch. And once it was flipped and I took out the pins, and he lifted it, put it in the dirt at the back of my parking spot. And then he picked up the big neck, the 86-inch one, and he brought it to the trailer and he loaded on the top, and I secured it with 2 pins. And then I hooked up back to the trailer and backed it into my spot. I was too tired. I didn't want to deal with chaining. So I'm going to do it tomorrow morning, Saturday. So right now my truck is hooked up to a trailer with a standard short 101-inch neck. The long neck extension is at the top, flipped. And on the deck I have the Jeep and I have the Stinger. And in the back I got 3 axles. Perfect. And the last thing I did today was I talked about this before with the sign company that installed the decals. And remember, I was not too happy. It was a bit crooked, and they were upset with me, saying that you know, they said they would call me to allow me to install it again, and I was saying bad things about them. I said, okay, tell me what video. I said, I upload 5-7 videos every week. I'm not gonna go through like 40 minutes of each footage for each video. Like I don't remember which video I was talking. I was saying I was voicing some criticism. But then this morning, so I called them. They said, yeah, you can come over anytime between 1 and 3 today on Friday, because I picked up the kit, the new decal kit, on the way to Canada, right? And what I did, I used this masking tape, and I hooked up to this button. You see this little thing over here? That's the center. That's the center, believe it or not. And I put the, you can still see a piece of tape in there. And I hooked up the tape, and I went right to the middle of the radiator. I'll show you in a second. And when I came over, I said, this is what I want. I want this to be properly centered. And then they gave me a different guy. And basically they said it was not their fault. The pieces were different size, right? And when I talked to the manufacturer of this kit, they said that's not possible. Our machine is like CNC machine, whatever. No, not a CNC machine. But anyway, it's like a cutter that's using program software, you know. It cannot be different. But then when I brought the car, and I said, can you please give me a guy? I'm gonna show him what was wrong, right? And the guy came out with a measuring tape, And sure enough, one side was bigger, you know. One side was bigger, so there was no way they could have installed that properly, because for some reason it looks like I got a defective kit, right? And so we opened the box with the new kit. I put it on the hood, and the same guy with the measuring tape, we checked everything, and now it was correct. Now each part was the same. Okay, and so I'll show you what they did. And so this guy seemed pretty confident he can do it. I said, I mean, I said it's complicated, but he says, oh, it's not complicated. But you see, that's where the center is, like this part in here. If you hook up this part and that button over there, that's what I showed him. I put that masking tape, and I said, I want this centered, right? You see now everything is perfect. This white spot is right in the center, and the space here is pretty much the same as here, and it's very similar here and here. You see? So this is perfect. This is like a factory installation. So that's the big job I had done today. So very happy about this. And the sign company, I told them, I said, hey, I can, since I did not realize that the first kit was defective, I said, I will pay you. I just want a good job. I want my car to look good. I said, I will pay you full price. I think last time they charged me 90 bucks Canadian. And they said, no, we're gonna do it for free, but you gotta, if you could remove some of your bad comments online, that would be good. And I said, well, which video, which comments? And they said, well, we're not sure. One of our guys saw your video, you were saying bad stuff. I said, okay, I'll see what I can do about it. Just give me the name of the video or give me the date, right? I said, I upload 5-7 videos a week. And I said, I have over 1,350 videos on my channel. I'm pretty much a semi-professional YouTuber. So you gotta be more specific, right? When you request stuff like that. But anyway, so very happy the guys did a good job. So if you guys ever need something in this area, Kitchener, Cambridge, and Waterloo, check out Fleet Image. And actually I thought it was a purely Canadian company, and I was surprised when I was searching Fleet Image. A bunch of locations popped up in the States. So I think it's a franchise, but I've been using them for a long time. They did all the signage on my truck, you know, those chains they did. I came up with the design, and they did the chain decal. They installed the numbers, the name, my name on the door. So always good quality. So what do? Sometimes you get a bad kit, especially when you buy it online. But now I'm very happy. So good company, good job. Everything is cool. So now I can just relax till the end of the day. And then I still have to do one thing I forgot, is that I haven't done my books, you know, my expenses and income for the previous month. I have to do that, and then I have to file my HST, you know, sales tax return, so I get some money from the government. And I was paid for that drill rig I delivered. I was paid on the same day by my factoring company, so no problems there. Don't have to chase any brokers. And this new job that I'm doing, it's for a US broker. I work with them, like, it's a big broker. I worked with them maybe 3 times before. And so each time my factoring company was paying me for their bills. So they have good credit rating. So again, I just sent them a message. I said, hey, here's my new load. Here's the rate confirmation. And they said, thanks for the heads up. Yeah, they're good. They approved. So you see, that's what I do usually. I always want to be sure that before I haul any load, that my factoring company will not have a problem with their credit. and then you know that you'll be paid no matter what. So that's what's happening. That's my next load. I thought I would be taking a few days off, but the economy is very hot. People are moving loads, which of course is good. And the last thing I wanted to mention was that deck. I'm still exchanging emails with the Fontaine dealer Rush Truck back and forth. They still have issues with the deck financing because it doesn't have a VIN. So now they ask me, can you send us a buyout? What's the buyout on your current Fontaine trailer? I guess they want to see if there's any capital, because yeah, the trailer was 108,000 US with 4 axles. I think now I owe them probably, I don't know, 80 grand, 70 grand, something like that. So I guess they want to see if there's enough value in the trailer to use that VIN number for the deck. But the bank, definitely, the bank said no. The bank where my trailer is financed, they said no, we cannot finance the deck by itself. It's just funny, right? So anyway, if something happens out of it, I'll be definitely getting a new deck. First off, it'll be lower drop side rail design, and it'll be 28 feet long, so longer and lower. All right, this is it. Thanks for watching. Enjoy your coming weekend. Check back Monday or Tuesday when I'll post a video about loading that crane in South Dakota. Ciao.